You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. You know, and I know, 'cause we go all in.
What up? What up? What up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the newest edition of what you've been missing. It's your boy K Dizzle DC, and your man have streams to my left. That way. What up, Hef?
What it do, K Does? How you feeling, man?
Hey. Let me let this energy out right now before we get pushing because I know we got a strong episode ahead of us. What up? What up, Chris? Um, I want to say rest in peace to a good friend of mine, Kevin Woodall, passed away. I've worked with him a long time. Good friend, man. It just got the word, man. Good-hearted soul, lived a great life, and we're just sorry to hear him passing. I just got that word, and the crazy thing is, we talking about family affair tonight. We talking about family affair. Sometimes your friends, as you grow older, become part of your family. And so, shout out to everybody who's out there, who's got friends and family who are one and the same. And look, I'm excited about tonight because it's a lot that happened this week, and you're gonna set it off right. What up, 410 Beard? Because from sports to everything else under the sun, it's been bananas this week. Yeah, it's been bananas. How are you feeling, my guy? Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you well, man. I just want to say I appreciate you still, keeping it consistent and joining us tonight for episode 28. It's a family affair with the loss of your friend. So I want to say sorry for your loss. Rest in peace to your friend. So shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for always joining us.
Hey,
Thank
hey,
you, Kate
hey,
Dizzle.
Mama
Hey,
Hef's in the
Mama
building.
Hef. What up,
We go.
Chris? Live stream. What up, 410? Real quick, I just wanted to say on a lighter note, man, I went out and played some paintball this morning, man.
What?
I didn't get a chance to tell
What?
you with
Hey, Eric.
with some young
No,
boys,
you
man.
didn't. You
Happy
hold. Wait a
Sunday,
minute.
Erica.
All right. So y'all gonna get the experience of the first experience of this conversation because paintballing. I don't know if you've ever done it. Anybody in the chat, if you ever been paintballing, man, the pelting that you receive if you are not properly clothed and prepared for it is ridiculous, bro. You will come home looking like you were in a domestic violence situation. I'm dead serious. It's not a game.
It's
Paintballs
not.
hurt. Paintballs hurt. What
It's not.
happened?
It's not a game for one. Two. You get out there with some artillery, man. They equip you with a nice paintball gun. And it was nice out there today. It was nice and rainy, and we in the woods and muddy and all that, right?
Joe.
And you don't want to get hit. So I thought I was cool because I had on like my basketball tights and some shorts over top of that. Man, when you get hit, I was concerned about people cheating, right? Let me tell you guys what happened. So I was like, okay, so the referee's outside the game. So if you
Right.
get hit, you can lie and say, oh, I'm still in the game. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's 6 on 6, man. I'm hiding behind the bunkers and everything. I'm trying to roll out. I'm doing my thing. I get hit. K Dizzle was no mistake. It was I shot. I said, I'm hit. I'm hit. The paintball hit me in my stomach, right? And I got a pretty good stomach anyway. So I guess
Uh-huh.
I had no choice to get hit, but there. And man, I'm talking about pain, instant pain. But we definitely took it home. We won 4 games out of 6. So shout out to the
Ooh.
paintball squad,
Shout
man.
out
It
to the
was fun.
paintball squad, bro. Shout out to the paintball squad, man. It's not a game out here, man. It's not a game when you go in to play some paintball. But hey, look, man. Um, let's get into this sports because a lot of people took L's over this past week within sports. I don't know who you want to start with, but a lot of them. Yeah, it was
I
four
love
v
I
five.
love how you kicked it off, man. It was 4v5. Oh, because your girl was playing in the back camping the whole time. I can't. Hey, let me tell you something, Tony. I don't know if it was her or if it was your teammate that hit Nick when he came up, but he took a lump home, like one of those cartoon lumps that come out when they got hit with the anvils.
Yes,
It was
indeed.
he took a lump home today, K. Does it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
It hurts when you get hit in those tender spots, like in between the elbow joint, the neck, or the back of the knee. Those hurt the worst. Those hurt the worst. I had a little paintball career life until I couldn't take it no more. So I know 100%. Let's talk about them L's, man. Them
All right,
L's that
so
were
so
given out
which
all week.
L do you want to talk about first? I know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk
Oh,
about Manny Pacquiao was coming into this weekend. Set up for Manny Pacquiao to look like the old legend that he is, to fight Errol Spence and kind of pass the torch to Errol Spence. Unfortunately, Errol Spence couldn't fight because he had a retina injury real last minute, right before the fight. So
wow.
the co-headliner of the night, Udah, stepped in, and he's actually a title holder, and it kind of set up for a nice title fight with Manny Pacquiao to, really solidify and go out in the sunset with a belt and a good win. And Udas was not having that, man. He definitely wasn't there for the Pacquiao parade. I was watching the fight and I saw Manny just looking like he was 42 years old,
Oh, don't say that,
and
man.
it's true, man, and it's not a knock at Manny because he's a legend. He's a beast.
Right.
Always was exciting. The fight was great, honestly, when I watched it last night. But he just couldn't do the in and out, take the punch, give the punch kind of
Yeah.
battle that he used to give. He started taking too many jabs, and he lost the fight unanimously last night.
Yeah. Yeah. When you have a fight like that, it's time to just hang it up. For real, for
Mhm.
real. Even though you lasted the 12 rounds, Manny needs to go back to the Philippines and help fix the country at that point. You done made enough money. You done did what you did. You done set your Stonehenge. You are one of the legends, and just move on. I can't. He getting to the point of Jerry Rice right now. He gonna get to the exhibition fights, and then decide to quit after everybody say, "Look, man, go on about your business."
And I'm
Um,
gonna tell you, man, Manny Pacquiao be having an entourage too. When he come out, he has the whole Philippines out there,
all of them,
led by
and they
Jinky,
all
his wife. With
and
all
they
due
all
respect,
4'11. They all 4'11,
oh, that's
5'1.
messed up.
Hey, it's my culture, man. I'm black and Filipino. I know we all short. It's just what it is. It's life. Accept it. All right. Look. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao taking this L, man. Time to hang it up, bro. I love you. But the one I want to get to right this minute,
Do you
um,
really want to get to it?
I really want to get to it. Okay, I
Okay.
really want to get to it because literally and figuratively, she asked for all of the smoke. She asked for all of the smoke.
All of the smoke. I'm
Bianca's in the
glad
building.
Bianca came in the building
Look,
tonight.
Shikari.
Don't laugh her
Shikari.
into the topic,
I'm
man.
not
What's
going to
up,
laugh
man?
into the topic, man. Look,
Who you talking about, man? If the people don't know who we talking about,
if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know. Shikari Richardson,
if
Olympic
you've been
hopeful.
under a rock,
You've been under a rock. Olympic hopeful Shikari Richardson, who who wowed us with her hair, her flamboyancy, and everything else in the Olympic trials that was heading to Tokyo, um, that was disqualified because of marijuana.
okay, I'm
Um,
passing it to you, okay?
that passed him. Yeah, I don't smoke, but all right, that works
All
out.
right.
So she got disqualified because of marijuana. Um, saw the Olympics, watched three Jamaicans win first, second, and third. Say, hey, we gonna race at this other thing against them, and start beaming all the hype for it. All the hype for it. Now there are 9 people that race in this 100-meter dash. 9 people out of from first place to ninth place. When the gun goes off, it immediately exposes Shakari Richardson to the mere fact that she was not ready for the smoke that she asked for. Because instead of ending in first, second, or third, she ended in ninth place. And it wasn't even
Mm.
close.
It's
It
so
wasn't close.
easy. It's so easy to kick the poor girl while she's down.
I'm not kicking her.
I'm not here to kick her while she's down. I don't really even think that when she got disqualified, she was talking shit to the point to where it was like, when I come back, I'm crushing shit. But she did, come out confidently when she got her little. I'm not gonna say her little, but when she had her Instagram post and she had her hairdo and everything, and she was like, "It's game time, bitches!" Like Arizona said, it was more hype than fight. See, here's where I was at, right? I was worried for it to begin with because I already kind of thought in my mind she was gonna have unwanted smoke brought to her anyway, okay? Because
Yo,
she got so much attention for getting suspended off that weed. Now, unfortunately, she's required to perform because she's gonna now have to say, "This is why I got so much attention for smoking weed," and that's not fair to her.
what she put it on herself when she hyped this I guess this matchup up because she went in strong, but she got DQ'd.
What
Understand?
she
We
say
all,
about the matchup?
huh?
What she say
I'm
about
ready.
this
Let's
matchup?
go. I'm about to. We're gonna race. Watch what happens. All that. Okay.
She got smoked, bro.
She got smoked. She got smoked. And the problem was these Olympians went in with that chip on their shoulder, saying, "Okay," because the winner broke her original record and is the second fastest woman from that race since what was it Flojo? Was it
Okay.
Flojo? So I mean, it was just bad. It was
I mean,
bad.
at this point, she just needs to focus on, keeping her brand intact. I think she definitely could bounce back from the loss. No question, she got cooked. Like Sinead says, you're supposed to have confidence in yourself. She's definitely got self confidence, but she might have been smoking that good gas, man. Sometimes the
She,
gas will get you. You
she was
know,
she was
if you
hot.
get a good,
Yeah, bro.
if you get a good indica, it puts you down, Kay. Depending on how it tests, you're getting it from dispensaries now. She probably hit the J before the race. It was a bad idea.
I just hate. And you're supposed to have confidence in yourself, regardless. If you're gonna have that type of confidence, you're gonna go in. You have to be at least competitive. It wasn't competitive. She was outclassed by leaps and bounds. Which is
But
I
word on the
watched that race
street,
a
she
couple
wasn't
times, man.
built for it anyway, man. I heard Lil Birdie was talking about, she wasn't really that fast. I don't smoke, but why is this a problem? It's not a problem to me, Tamika Reddick, because I smoke, but it's a problem for the commission. And some sports they just set rules out there in the open and just say, look, you can't participate if you smoke weed. And unfortunately, even though it's legalized in a lot of places now, you still can't race and smoke or you will get smoked. And that's what happened to her. No pun intended, but let's move on, man. Hopefully she can bounce back.
Should bounce back. Should
Um,
be fine.
so what's been on your mind for the past week, man? Let me let you go ahead and get your rant on first.
I don't have a. You know what? Like I said, my mind went blank when I got my news, so I don't really have a rant this week. But I know you have a serious rant this week, and you brought up some stuff that I wasn't even aware of. So look, we are. What is that? What's the episode? It's episode 28.
It's episode 28.
20 episode 28. The commission smoking this up. So So, yeah, just do a quick dive in what you were just explaining to me because I was not aware of the manosphere or the red pill community within podcasting. Okay,
All right.
I'm totally oblivious. I'm just coming in here having fun doing what the fuck we do. You saying there's a whole different, you know, whatever the fuck it is.
Do me a
Explain to me.
favor. Do me a favor first, Kate. I'll put the phone number up where you can text in so you can
I'm gonna
come
put the
in
phone number up because yeah,
because we are live every Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Text 301-857-1757 to join the conversation. Shout out to Bianca because I'm glad you came because I'm gonna turn this your way, right? A lot of people in the podcast community now have been labeled, and just like any other art form, you tend to have subgenres and genres, right? So because we're 28 episodes into this podcast world, even though me and you just started out just trying to have some fun, right? I started kind of
yo,
doing some research, Kay, and doing some podcast viewing myself, right?
either put your Malcolm X glasses on.
Come on, man, follow me,
Go ahead.
right?
Go
So,
ahead. Go ahead. I'm
right,
not.
I knew.
I'm not.
See, that's why I
I'm
knew
sorry.
Arizona was gonna follow me back first, right? So look, check this out. So I started watching, other podcasts, not to really, see competition because I don't see anybody as competition because I do this for fun every week. But I just watch it just to get different ideas and opinions from other people as well. So there's different labels, and I'm going to talk about two of them tonight. One's the manosphere, and
Okay.
then two is the red pill community. So, shout out to whoever invented those terms and whoever are, I would guess, whoever makes up those communities or those groups, because I have nothing but respect for you. No shots against you, but I want to tell people, man, because we have some new listeners on Spotify. I think we're on iTunes, or we're
What?
we're
We are
soon
on the
to be on
tunes.
iTunes.
No, we are on that too.
But we're on all platforms. So I want to let the new listeners know, because all the day ones know how we rock. But I wouldn't say K Dizzle and Hef are part of a manosphere, or I wouldn't say we're part of the red pill community, because I love, talking about big up on women every week. I know my girl gets on me about being hard sometimes. And of course, we're going to have opinions as men. But one thing I want everybody to understand, who views us, who listens to us, and who watches us, and I'm not going to speak for UK, but I don't want people to think that, no, seriously, I don't want people
Go
to
ahead.
think that we're up here in any way, shape, or form bashing women, having negative views against women. And if people have shows like that, when it's based around that and you getting your money off of it, salute to you. But that's not going to be the type of show we have. We want everybody to be included. We want everybody to feel comfortable when they come on our show, because K Dizzle and I think we take on, like I said before, more diverse and intricate topics that a lot of these people won't take on because they're chasing the bag and they're going viral. But I just wanted to talk about that, Kay.
Hey, let me just say this. I appreciate you bringing that forward. I'm gonna read so that everybody understands, because I'm learning this shit too. The Manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, strong opposition to feminism, and misogyny. Look, I get you laying it down, letting them know, but just look at the track record. Look at the episodes. Watch the episodes. Listen to the episodes. It's unnecessary to really say that, because if you look at what we say and how we say it in any other previous episode, it speaks for itself. So whoever believes, let them believe what the fuck they want to believe. Let them listen to what they ever want to listen. You, when you come here, people that come here and people that are going to come here are going to get good information, good knowledge, and have a good conversation, and know who we are and who we aren't. So we ain't even gotta. I don't want to ever have to talk about this shit on where we are in whatever fucking category, because I know who you are and I know who I am and I know who our listeners are. We love you. We thank you. We're gonna talk shit day and night. We're gonna have fun, and it's gonna be good information, good knowledge. So let's move on from that. Let's move on from
Well,
that.
that's why, before we move on, though, that's why we're going to be the heavy promoters of Bianca's Hoes Can Grow
Hoes can
movement.
grow. It's on a t-shirt.
I'm
It's
telling
on a
you, it's
t-shirt.
coming
I'm sending you
soon.
the
We're
link,
not going to
Bianca.
keep talking
It's
about it.
Tuesday. It's gonna be Tuesday. I'm gonna send a link on All Dressed Up. To Hoes Can Grow. Hashtag Hoes Can Grow. Just know it's there. But look, really quick before we miss it again, black businesses. Every week we try to make sure that we come in, we talk, we spend a few minutes and promote a local or recent black business that we think you should patronage, or you should at least check out. You ain't got to, but we're gonna put them on blast. We don't get paid for this. We do it because of the love and out of the kindness of our heart. And we think it's important that we put money back into the community. So without further ado, I'm gonna go first, and we're gonna hash this out. I'm gonna talk about my homie Jeremiah Towns with 27 Solutions. He has concierge sales repair. He's in Maryland. He's got an actual shop. Um, there's the phone number. Overstock inventory must go. He got laptops, cell phones, whatever you need. If you got issues with it, you need it fixed, come see him. He'll come pick it up, fix it, drop it back off to you. He's good people. There's the website, 27solutions.net. I've known this man all my life. He does great work. He's fixed a couple phones for me. Apple, Android, whatever you need, whatever you want. Come see the man. Let me show the website too. Let me bust out the website. Hooty hoo. Look, man, it's important. Spend your money with black folk, man. And you ain't got to do it but once. If they don't come through like they supposed to, then don't spend the money with them. Outside of that, give people an opportunity. Give people an opportunity. Here's the website. You can go check out all the stuff that he has. That contact, the terms of service, blah, blah, everything else. 27solutions.net. I don't know how fantastic it was. It may not have been good or bad, but go check them out. Facebook, 27solutions.net. Hef, let me put your peoples on top, man. Let me go. Who we putting on Black Business today?
Hey man, we talking about Fantasy Fitness Maryland. They can be found on IG. My girl Shanae Wilborn and her friends, check them out. It's a very fun workout program. If your lady wants to get fit, if she wants to have some fun, send her this link because they have classes that you can roll into online. Some of their
Woo.
classes are considered and called Twerk Fit. $18 drop-in rate Mondays at 7 o'clock. You can do a sexy stretch at 8 p.m. You also got the intro to the pole and the ab blaster workout, the butts and guts, and more.
Wait a minute. Wait. Wait a minute. Hold on. I
So it
can't
looks
say that
like the
right now.
ladies are having fun doing their workouts. Definitely tell them. See, look at Bianca. Her birthday was it. That's a good birthday party idea for the girls and their friends. Tell them that the All Dressed Up podcast sent you, Black owned and operated. I respect that. They got a hoes
They
can
got a
grow
hoes can go
class.
class.
Nah,
Shout out.
they can't take our shit, Bianca. Don't be out there saying our shit.
Don't be saying that shit. This shit is patent pending. It's trademarked
Mm.
right
Yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
now. Hey, look.
But
All
yes,
right.
Fantasy Fitness in Maryland, check them out.
So let's get in tonight. Let's get into tonight. London Royce is in the building. Shout out to Marcel Love, man. LondonRoyce.com. It's my guy. I gave you a shout out on like 2 different episodes, man. Thank you for stopping through. But hey, look, let's get into tonight's quick episode. Okay. It's titled It's a Family Affair. And it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. We talk
It's
about
a
relationships.
family affair.
We talk about men, we talk about women, we talk about cheering, we talk about work. We got to talk about family, man. Because look, you're born with your family. You don't get to choose those. Your friends, you get to choose, right? So the dynamic in which the family plays in anyone's life, whether they're there or not, plays is a huge role. And I'm gonna stop talking because I love when Hef sets it up and talks about the conversation when we go on, because there's so many different avenues that we can talk about. And Hef, give the people what they want.
So check it out, right? So we talk about it's a family affair, and last week we discussed taking care of your inner peace, right? Our
Yo,
inner well-being, and it's interesting that if you rock with us every week and you check us out, a lot of these episodes go seamless into each other. And now we're talking about family, and you've got wonderful loving family. We always love our family. Blood is thicker than water over here. Absolutely, Arizona. I feel you, right? And that sometimes can be great for us, and sometimes it can come back and get us. And that's what we're talking about tonight. When is that blood being thicker than water kind of not pouring into your cup personally anymore? And we're not going to sit here and just bash family, but we're going to talk about different scenarios where, the family cannot or might not be helping and can be adding to the stress. You know what I'm saying? Like some people's family dynamics can be very hurtful to other relationships, even to just your own person. So that's what we're talking about tonight. I had a very interesting scenario, right? And I talked to
hmm
you about this off the I called you earlier in the week. And it
hmm
was burning me up, man, because if anybody knows me, I didn't grow up with my biological father, right?
hmm
And I'm gonna just tell a quick story, and we can take the conversation from there. What up, Bolo?
What up?
So
What up?
basically, long story short, I got a picture sent to me, and it wasn't quite the best picture to get. A little echo on Hef saying thank you. Appreciate that. Let me
Go ahead.
check out my sound here. So basically, I found out that my dad was out in California with all my other sisters and brothers and their girls and their kids, and they were partying it up. And honestly, I gotta say, like, my dad really didn't do anything for me, or he really didn't do anything for any of them. But I can't really speak on their relationship with him, and nor do I want to impose my emotions and pass it on to them. Like, if they have a relationship with him, then that's great. But it was just kind of the picture was sent to me, and kind of like, you're the only piece of the puzzle that's missing. And to me, a lot of my friends growing up didn't have dads. And this isn't just a dad episode. We're talking about family, but you know, it comes to a point to where you can't miss what you don't have. And a lot of people's families aren't the traditional mom and dad setup. You can't, necessarily depend on, or always, like, I can't always make excuses for not having a dad. But when I saw that picture, it kind of pissed me off. And
Mhm.
to be this old, to be at 35 years of age and still get that type of feeling of resentment, I felt like it was something that I wanted to talk about because I do talk to professionals, every once and again, because it's good to get things off your chest. And
Right.
it was pretty upsetting, and I'm gonna just pass to you to see what you think about it, man, because obviously you're a man, you got kids. And when do you, or do you forgive that person? Do I let everything go because he wasn't there, and not get upset because he's out there trying to make amends, and hey, so be it? or
Okay.
or what do you think, bro?
Before I ask, before I answer your question, I'm going to ask the chat this real question about families. Do you think you owe your family um, a certain amount of loyalty? You type yes or no and give a reason why. Do you think you owe your family a certain amount of loyalty? Type yes or no. And let me address what I have to talk about. What you have right there in every sense of the world is just unresolved dad issues, right? Unresolved dad issues because there in which you need to take some time and it's up to you, completely up to you on working on forgiveness with him because um, there is some resentment that he wasn't there. There's some resentment that he's not there, and the mere fact that you see that he's there within other people's, within your siblings' lives, is a trigger. Is a trigger point, and that made you relive all those feelings over and over. Kind of like I'll take it to kin to Tony Baker, who's a well-known comedian on Instagram, just recently suffered a loss. And when you're trying to deal with something and you're constantly being people coming to you and saying, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, that actual person is reliving those emotions over and over and over and over and over again, right when they're trying to work through them and get to the other side. So it's difficult. And you have to work on that part of it in a major way, so that you can move on and move past it. And, Eric says, I tell people often family members uh, can be the most fucked up people walking on the earth, but they just so happen to be related to you. Got to navigate the relationships how you see it, unfortunately. A lot of people, so when I asked that question with a purpose. Do you feel like you owe them a little bit of loyalty? Ron says, I think I owe your family. I think you owe your family by not being a burden. I feel we all should be an asset or a resource for our families, especially as men. You don't. Reason why I ask that loyalty is because we always say blood is thicker than water, A, B, and C. Um, but the major thing is some people take that and use that to their advantage because you're family, because you're blood. And we got to remember in all situations that people are people. And regardless of the relationship, they are going to use and or abuse their relationship to however they see fit.
But see, a lot
Now,
of people, a lot of real quick, because I'm looking at the chat before you keep on. Before you keep on, a lot of people say like I'm real hard on that situation, and like Tamika Riddick said, no one is perfect. Your dad might have his own issues, and Bianca said if you mad about it after all these years, something else needs to be explained. And the thing about it is, I think with me, before you keep rocking kids, like I'm not, I'm not. First and foremost, I've been told that I love hard and I kind of hate hard. I hate to use those words, but
yeah.
I think he knows that I'm not going to let him off the hook because I've given him multiple chances before. And
Hmm.
when you finish going where you're going, I want to talk about, how many times, how many chances do you give not just your dad who wasn't there, but any relative, your mom, your brother? How many times or how many chances do you give them? And how many times do you burden yourself for them? Because low key, I'm not going to really get too specific on the show, but you know, he may have been out there recently, not necessarily holding his own,
Hmm.
upon his visit. And like Arizona said, with men, at least the type of men that I know, like we have to kind of protect our families.
Right.
I don't know if you feel that way specifically, but I feel like we kind of look at like, at least with, a lot of the women in our family, our moms, our grandmothers, our sisters, we feel like we're the protectors. So
Mhm.
I think a lot of the time, we tend to, and I'm gonna let you get back at it. We tend to carry a lot of burdens, in my opinion, and we might not have to, or we might not supposed, we shouldn't. I think carry those burdens.
Uh, let me say this because I'm gonna wrap it up real quick so we can push into that. Erica says the best. You can set boundaries with family members and there not be hard feelings there. If you want to voice your opinion, 301-857-1757. Join the conversation. Send me a text. You can text in what you want to say, or I will send you a video link so you can come up in here and talk your ish. The biggest thing with it is, for me and my relationship with my family is extremely close. Okay, extremely close. I've got 6 aunts and uncles, and about 30 cousins. And one of the things that it's funny that we're talking about this too, because we're around the anniversary of us laying to rest my grandmother, who was the actual linchpin to keeping everybody together. One of the things that my family did was every Sunday we would go to her house, we would eat, we would fellowship, we would just have fun, like all of us. This is Cap Heights. We would all be there every Sunday after church, and we'll all get together. Any events, any holidays, anything like that. It was always a picking somebody's house to have it at. Christmases for us was big. We put on a talent show. Each family would compete. I mean, it was just bananas. My family is different. My family is built different. So I'm a little bit cut from a different cloth. A lot of families aren't like that, and a lot of families aren't like that anymore, because once you lose those linchpins, the that kind of camaraderie somewhat dissipates and disperse.
A lot of
Now,
families have social distance way before Corona.
way way before COVID, and um, there is this set amount of loyalty that I have for my family because of the closeness that we share, but there's a certain limit, as always, to that type of thing. So you have to be able to, you can, the same way you talk, you have a relationship with your friends, you have a relationship with your family. And to a certain extent, sometimes for family, you go a little bit further. But you have to be able to understand that helping someone to a certain extent is always the best thing to do, um, for you, if you can, without hurting yourself. Uh, and and when you do something like that, you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you, making sure that they get where they need to go. Now, being a crutch is one thing versus helping someone is another thing. You got to allow people to fail, allow people to get into their own situations and deal with their own consequences. That's with anybody, and that's with ourselves as well. Um, so that plays a huge role in to when we're talking about family and keeping your own peace and keeping your distance and how far. Bianca says my friends are my family, so yes, they're old loyalty. Ron says just like soul food when Ben Mama died, it was a wrap. Yeah,
Let me ask you a
yeah.
question.
Yo,
Let me segue into the next bullet point, and I'm glad that Bianca said my friends and my family, because let's take the definition of family and just take that out, because you were blessed, K Dizzle, to have a more traditional family from what you described,
absolutely.
and that's love. I'm happy you experienced that. I did not. A lot of people in the chat, they did. Some people didn't. But this is what I want to ask everybody, right? So love should be conditional. All right. So here's a question. I wrote
Ooh,
a ball out. I'm gonna ask you, K.
ooh,
There's a fine line between wanting to help and helping your family, and also on the other side of it being taken advantage of.
yeah,
And a lot of people, including myself, I like to think I'm being taken advantage of last when it comes to family, because the people who I help out, or the people who've been there for me that I call family, I love them. They're true to my heart. They're not just an acquaintance. I call them family for a reason. So it's a tough spot for me personally, right? Because a lot of people call me and they depend on me in certain areas. I'm not going to say like, I save people, anything like that, but I've had friends and family contact me to ask me for things, and I might be in a tough position at the time, but because I know how it feels to be in their position, I might help and extend myself, or I might extend the olive branch and loan that money, or maybe give a ride and take me an hour out of my own day, or do whatever because I might feel indebted because that person's family and I can't tell them no. But then on the flip side, Kate, I'm gonna pass it back to you. When you finally do say no, like, or maybe it's just me, I feel like shit because I'm like, damn, was my family, did I leave them hanging in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Because they always depend on me. I'm always gonna help them out, right, Tamika? But I might not be able to do it at that time. And now, I feel like personally, oh shit, I'm a bad family member. I'm a bad son. I'm a bad uncle. I'm a bad brother. When really it might not be the case, right? So that's what I wanted to
Hell
throw out
no.
there to you. When
Shit
is it
no.
when is it good to say no? When is it okay to say no? Or when are you just being taken advantage of by your family?
Hey, okay. m- Let me give you an example. All right. If I loan money, if somebody asks me for money, I loan the money out with the intention of not receiving it back.
Okay.
That's just how I operate. Okay. So if I take that stance on anything that I loan out, right? I'm not gonna give it if I don't have it or if it messes up my household. You see what I'm saying? So if it causes me pain or it takes away from my household, then I'm not gonna do it. So you can you can do what you can for people as much as you can. Just don't hurt yourself within the process. Okay. It's the same thing as all right, giving somebody if you go give somebody a ride, they call you and get ask for a ride, and you know that they're going to rob a bank, and you sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you a ride to rob. I'm gonna give you a ride," even though I don't think you should be doing this, motherfucker. If you get locked up, if they get locked up, and you in the getaway car, that's your fault, motherfucker. You have to know when to say when, and when to be okay with saying okay, and just leave it at that because the loyalty at the end of the day is to not only just yourself but your peace, because you can help somebody, but don't hurt yourself within the process. People get it twisted with family and friends because they say, "Oh man, this is family. I know I should help them out. They're there for 'em with blood." Fuck that. All some people want is cash app requests. You have to be mindful of 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 what how it affects you when you do these certain things. Um, don't don't feel like you owe them shit because you do it out of the kindness of your heart, and um you do it because it's in your spirit to do so. So if
So what you're
somebody
saying is there shouldn't be any ramifications or emotions after you make that decision. It is what it
hell
is.
no, hell no.
If you
So
did
it
it,
shouldn't
you
be.
did it. Move on. If you did something that you shouldn't have done, you shouldn't have done it.
You shouldn't have done it. Just deal with the consequences of moving on for it. You have to know when they need you or using you. Great, great way to put it, Roberta. You have to know when they're needing you or versus when they're using you. And when they're needing you, there's one thing. When they're using you, there's a pattern. There's a pattern involved when people are constantly using you because they're taking your kindness for weakness. And I know this person, hashtag hoes can grow, has something very powerful to say about this entire conversation.
You
What up,
goddamn
Bianca?
right. Hey
What
y'all.
up, Naka?
What up,
Y'all
sis?
damn right. Y'all all right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Loud and
you on?
clear.
Let's be clear. You really don't owe anybody anything. But your family, the people that close to you, the people that you love, you can look out for. But people are also responsible for their damn self.
All right.
People are also you got your two hands, you got your 2 feet, you got your legs, you're not handicapped.
Mm-hmm.
You can work to get what you want. Ain't nobody supposed to hand you or give you shit.
Right.
Mm.
So,
Period. I don't care who you are, mother, father, sister, brother, all that.
all right.
No matter how hard life is, you always gotta work to get what you want.
Let me ask you a question,
However, you gonna
Bianca.
do that. Hoes do it a different way, but they can grow. and make some shit of their life.
Hey,
I
hey,
love it.
hey,
I
look, hey,
love it. I
Biggie,
love it.
hey, Biggie,
Clip this. Clip
you got a
this.
brother
Clip
or a
this.
sister?
I got both.
You got both. All right. Let's say your brother is older, right? He falls on the hard times, right? And need a place to stay. He call you. Are you helping him out?
Depends on how many times he done fell.
That's my
It
question.
depends because sometimes when you keep lending yourself out there, people
Yeah.
start relying on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to show people. I would even say, if you need my help, I go show you how to get the help.
But when
It
do you
don't
know? But
necessarily
when
got
do
to
you
come
know
out of
it
my
gets to
pocket.
that point though? B is what I'm asking you. When do you know it's like, all right, it's now, it's no longer. I can't just give it to them. I got to show them how to get it because it's becoming a habit.
When it becomes the habit, when you realize the habit is coming, it's called. Yeah, let me help you go get a job real quick. Like ain't no. What the fuck is you talking about? We living in 2021, niggas. We need our own money around this bitch.
Right.
Okay, COVID, everybody fucking contagious. I ain't got time for that shit. Come on outside. Come on, let's go outside. People's outside giving COVID. We got jobs out here. If they need jobs, tell them hit my line.
Yeah.
You said you got to work to get what you want.
You
I'm
got to
talking
work,
about.
however that may be. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know what people do for tricks and shit, but however you get your money, get it. You know, and if you have a job and you falling on hard times, you just trying to do the best that you. Sometimes people literally just need help
Yeah.
Yeah.
and know how to get it, but you have to distinguish the difference because some
Hmm.
people just don't want the help; they just want the handout,
Yeah. So
and it be the closest people to you that just want the handout.
Mm.
And they
so
see what you're doing. You got a podcast. You all living big around here.
somebody lying. Hey,
Somebody
look.
want a microphone.
Hey, so
Somebody need a microphone. Not no, boo. You know we can show you how to get one.
all right. So look, let me ask you this. Now, let's say it's not physical. Let's say it's not physical financial help, right? But let's say you have family, right, that are always on your line, always pouring into you all their woes and their issues, right? Telling you everything. Maybe they not asking for help, but all they doing is telling you all the BS that's going on in their life, right? How do you deal with that person when you know that they're family? You know, a friend, friend you cut off, right? Friend, you be
Nah,
like,
nah,
oh,
nah. See, I don't know. I'm a little different. I
okay,
hold my friends and family the same motherfucking rate
okay,
because I love my friends like they my family. Like my friends pour into me, so I pour into them. But it's a
hmm,
difference because you don't have to pour into them financially. If you just want, if I gotta listen to you all the time about the same shit, and I keep telling you different ways to fix the same shit, obviously you're not listening,
right.
Mm.
or
She,
obviously
she
you
she's
don't want
speaking facts.
the
She's
fucking
speaking
help.
facts. Yeah. Mark
So
Gray, Mark Gray says,
you can tell people mind frame when they keep calling you with the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, he done did
Hmm.
this to me. You ain't moved out yet.
Mm.
Oh, he
Remember that
keep
verse.
talking shit to me. You ain't hung up yet.
Remember that verse about teaching how to fish versus giving them fish.
Yeah, I don't understand. I ain't got it, yo.
Yeah.
I couldn't text all that shit. I had to call.
Nah, we
Oh, for
love it,
sure.
man.
That's
We
why we have the
appreciate you.
line. That's why the number is there. Bianca, we love you,
I
sis.
love
We
y'all
love
too.
you. That
I never
shirt is
Appreciate
started a
you.
coming.
video without cussing and stuff, but
No,
I
no,
got
no.
y'all.
You good. You good. When we get later, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna need your address so I can send you the first shirt and get
All
The
you
right,
size
host,
cool.
and
the
all that.
host can grow ambassador came through. We appreciate you.
Love you, sis. She makes a valid point. And Mark hit it on the head with the text, man. Teaching how to fish versus giving the fish. At a certain point, your family, you have to know the difference between when you're being used and when you're needed. And it just depends. And you have to be willing to make those hard choices and say, okay, even though it is family, they need to grow. They need to get some stuff together. And I look,
Absolutely.
everybody. This must be a touchy subject, man, because we getting people in this texting like, yo, wait a minute, Ron, what is on the brain right there, my guy?
Well, I get everything that Bianca just said. Like y'all was saying, somebody taking advantage of you. That's a total different thing. And nobody should partake in none of that. We shouldn't be enabling none of our family members at all.
Hmm.
But I do feel like as men, we do have a responsibility to our family to, like I said, be a resource instead of be an asset instead of a liability. A lot of us just we got um what I'm trying to say. I got so many men in my family. They like liabilities. You got people you got to bail out of jail. You got people that need somewhere to stay. When they never been productive with their life, they never thought about their family when it when it comes to the moves and the paths that they take in their life. So I think like as men, we should always keep our family in mind when it comes to our day to day and where we trying to go in life, because you're gonna always have an impact on your family. And the thing is you gonna be a burden or you gonna be an asset.
Mm.
So with that being said, Arizona, where do you draw the line then?
What you mean where I draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
Like when do you actually start to, maybe change the way you support? Like you said, as men, you want to take care, quote unquote, of your family, but like Bianca was just saying, if it becomes a habit and you may sense you're being taken advantage of, when do you make a reservation, or when do you kind of address the situation?
Like she said, when it's when they're like a repeat offender, but at the same time too, some people just don't get their stuff together as quicker than others.
Let me
So
ask you this, right? What about not to cut you off, but what about if you say no? Do you feel bad when you say no because as the man you feel like you got to hold your family down?
hell no, I don't never feel bad for saying no. I'm gonna tell you no, especially if it's harming me in some type of way, or I feel like I'm enabling you. If I'm keep helping you time after time, I'm gonna always give you a grace period. My help is conditional. Now, after a while, I get it. Like some people just need a helping hand, but I can't just keep giving you or helping when you're not making any type of progress. But like I said, even with that, at some point, somebody deserves some grace because some people don't eyes don't open just because you want their eyes to open. You know what I'm saying? I'm in between. Like I wouldn't enable them, and I just wouldn't just curry a person forever.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I really appreciate you, man. You come through always with some good content and good thoughts and feedback, bro. What you think, Kay?
Hey, so I'm gonna say this, okay? Because I have family. I have family who's made the wrong choices on multiple occasions. Locked up. Yeah, help them when they get out. Get locked up again. Help them when they get out. Right?
Hmm.
Get locked up again. Help them when they get out.
Hmm.
I do it for me because, like I said, my family's different. My family is hella different, and we're super close. And I probably won't close that door until it'll take something really drastic. Now, update to the story. The one that I've helped doing extremely well. Model citizen now, got all this stuff together and taking
What
care of
about the
business.
ones you did? What
The
about
one-
the ones that's not doing good
the
that you
ones
helped?
that aren't doing well are the ones that aren't doing well because because they're still making the wrong decisions and they're not making an honest effort to move forward. Every time I help that person out, they're making an honest effort to move forward. So it's never been the case where, okay, I help this person out and they go back to the same stuff, right? They're doing well, doing well, doing well. Something happens, done. Doing well, get out, doing well, doing well. Something happens, done. Finally, when if you get the message, like if it would happen again, there's no room and board.
Right.
There's no room at the end. There's no, there's some help somewhere. I'm put some money on your books every now and again. But outside of that, um, like I said, my loyalty and my allegiance is a little different. Is
My,
a little bit different.
I'm
And
like this.
I'm gonna give it a
I
little
don't.
more benefit than the doubt.
I'm like this. I don't always leave the door open. I leave it cracked with a chain on it. So you might can get a little bit, but I ain't about to just have you keep running over me time after
No,
time. Like that's just ridiculous.
no. Shanae, don't call me from jail, especially if you're a repeat offender. Hold up.
But that's all I had to say, fellas.
Hey, man, we
Yeah,
appreciate you as always, Arizona. We love you, bro.
I ain't man. Love y'all
love
too,
you,
man.
my
Take it
guy.
easy.
And look, that's a true fact. I know we talk about jail and we talk about other stuff. I know folks that got locked up to go to jail just for the wintertime. So
He's
just
stupid as
just to
shit.
chill out in the wintertime and come back heavy in the summer. But look, but not just jail or anything like that. Not just financial or financial stuff like that. What about the family members, the closer ones, the immediate ones? the father or the mother who's just overbearing within your life. We just talked about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, I think
Did we
we
just
talking
talk about
about
this
something
last
like
week?
that.
So
A lot of it waves into each other.
yeah, a lot of it waves into each other. So you know, how do you it, how do you deal with those people that are in your life that are just way too overbearing? When family, when do you cut them off? When do you make a decision to say, okay, I got to stop talking to you, I got to stop listening to you, even though that they're family, right?
So break it down, okay? Well, be more specific. What do you mean overbearing?
You got an aunt, you got a grandmother, you got an uncle that's telling you what to do, how to live your life, how to raise your kids, how to do this, how to do that, how to spend your money,
So
how
you're
to save
talking
your
about
money.
just over opinionated, just trying to control your life,
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah, yeah. Roberta says you got to set limits and know your limits on your family. Also,
Now, so you
um,
also got to think about this too, K. Right? You know, a lot of a lot of the things that we do with our friends and our family, we have to keep in mind when we are down, right? We
yeah,
might lean on those guys too because they're still around for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You're not just keeping them around to support them. So let's keep it real here.
right.
They're there for something, right? A lot of those
Hmm.
people who don't really got their shit together that's in your family, you still go drink with them. You still go I'm saying most people. You still go hang with them. You know, you might go talk and shoot the breeze with them. But at the end of the day, you only talk to them with the cookouts. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to everything we've been talking about is no matter if it's your dad, your mom, or like you said, being overbearing, when do you just, I guess, kind of just shut them down and say, look, I can't allow you to constantly make decisions for me or constantly lean on me and depend on me when you need something because I have my own situation. Because no matter how you say it, especially when what you just asked me, right, when it comes to your mom and dad, I don't think most parents are going to take that easy if they are quote unquote overbearing.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because it comes to a certain point. You can have that conversation and you can build up to that point to where you got to really stand there and look at them in their face and say, look, back off. But that's kind of been their personality within y'all's relationship. So you're going to have a moment, in my opinion, of, I guess, you know, awkwardness maybe, or you're going to have just
yeah,
that moment of attrition.
yeah, yeah. So when we really boil down to it, I think where we're going, because there always is a line. There's a line that you do friends, and there's a line that you do family, just depending on your dynamic, your family dynamic. Just like the old drug commercials used to say, just say no. No, you
Hmm.
crazy. Um, Ron said, I always keep an open line to people who's not doing well because I remember when I was lost mentally.
I do the same
Um,
thing.
you always see there's so many different levels to it. Your relationships are so important, and your boundaries you set on each individual relationship are so important. Um, you keep in touch with those you want to know about, you care about, and you call them when you're supposed to call them. What I mean by that is, we've all had those feelings in any point in our lives. Say, man, I wonder how they're doing. If you don't take the time out to make sure and call them in that moment, sometimes you miss the opportunities for one to say goodbye, or two to really help them in their time of need. So you just have to be available to hear those type of things. But the relationships, let me get back to it because I started going on the relationships in your life. It's important that you set a certain amount of boundaries
But let
when
me
it comes
ask
to.
you a question about that real
Go ahead.
quick, because I know we're getting ready to wrap up shortly. With you coming from a traditional family, what type of boundaries did you set? If you don't want to get too personal, that's cool. But how do you set those boundaries with your parents, K Dizzle? You know, when you get to those points in your life,
When I get to those points,
or
has
how did you set those boundaries? If you do want to share
it's tough
with your
because,
mom and your dad about like being overbearing and things like that.
well, let me say this. My mom, I grew up with four sisters, two older, two younger. So I was the only boy, and I was in the middle. So my mom was not overbearing. My mom gave me a lot of space that allowed me to try to figure out who I was. At the same time, it was too much space because there wasn't enough structure to push me in. I would say, the proper directions. So, so she was never really overbearing. She always allowed us to make our own choices. I think one of the things she did very well at is instilling us the basic principles of life and how to be a good person. Also, the spirit of entrepreneurship and what matters most. And she's never been the one to be super overbearing. And as far as family is concerned, it's tough because just the way you grow up with friends, you grow up with certain friends and lifelong neighborhood friends. My cousins were the same way too.
It
So I
sounded like
grew
your
up.
mother told you get money. I'm
Look,
messing with you, man.
no, 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 I ain't going into my life story, but look, um, the same way you have lifelong friends, my cousins are my lifelong friends. I have a bunch of memories and history of, you know, staying in neighborhoods for certain summers with all my cousins, or weekends or Christmas or holidays. I spent as much time with my family as I did with my friends. So um, my boundaries are pretty wide. I can go to any family member's house that lives within a 50 to 75-mile radius right now, go over there unannounced, go in their fridge, eat their food, watch TV for a couple hours, and walk out the door, and everything be okay. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. So my relationships are a little bit different. So I might go a little bit above beyond for family than most. And we don't necessarily, if somebody needs help and they reach out, we know they need help, and so we'll come as a village together and help that particular person. Um, Now, if that same person that we talked about that ain't learned, we all know that. All right, let that man figure his life out and get his stuff together. We're going to advise him on what to do, on the right things to do, take responsibility for it, and keep pushing. But outside of that, you got to be able to set those boundaries with those relationships, whether it be a friend or a family. And the biggest thing we're talking about tonight is making sure that you don't blur that line just because they're family. You don't give and give until you ain't got. Don't give um
Until you ain't got nothing.
until it
I
hurt.
think I think what we could all come down to and say in conclusion of is that no matter what type of family dynamic you have, there's boundaries that could be set, and you can still
Should be
love
said.
and be there for your. They should be so, like you said, and you can always love and be there and support your family, man or woman. But just try to communicate, set those boundaries so you can have healthier. That's funny. But like you said, set those boundaries so you can keep everything in order because at a certain point, you shouldn't feel bad about having to say no because your cup is full at that moment. It doesn't mean I'm
Mhm.
not going to come back around and be there for you again, but everything nowadays comes down to apparently setting your boundaries, talking it out, and like you said, K Dizzle, keeping that line of communication open.
Yeah, when giving hurts, it's time to stop. Like, don't give a good, great line, Levette. Don't give
That's
to
a
the
good.
point where it
That's a good
hurts you.
comment.
Don't give to the point where it hurts you. Don't give to the point where it hurts you. I know we got a lot of good-hearted people in the chat and out there in the world that give until it hurts, and they put themselves in the bind trying to help other people. Let me explain to you something. Okay, God gives you a certain amount to do a certain amount with. Now, if it's on your heart to do it, you need to make sure that it's on your heart and it's the right thing to do. But don't ever put yourself in a situation that it takes you out within your realm of responsibility just to help somebody else, and it becomes a detriment to you and your family.
And
I'll
at the
just tell
same
you.
time, too, K, you shouldn't do something knowing that it's going to make you feel that way in return.
Yeah,
If you already know you're going to feel that way, why do it to yourself anyway, right?
for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Set your boundaries. Help when you can help. and give advice when you can give advice, when you should give advice instead of helping. Most families don't have problems with overreaching with advice. You're right. Most families do meddle. But if you have a family that meddles, usually that means that they love you. Usually that means that they love you. And not everybody has that. Not everybody has that. I know, like I said, I know I'm very fortunate and have a loving family that I do. I treat my friends like my family, and make sure that you're there for when they need me. Who is this tapping back in? What you got, bro? Good God Almighty! There he is back in. Up, 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 up.
Yeah, it's me
We
again.
lit tonight. We
Yeah,
lit
yeah,
tonight.
we lit. Because I'm trying to figure out, what do you consider family? Because a family member or a friend that you call family would not take from you where it's going to hurt you. Would not keep asking or keep doing the same thing if that's your family, right? Like,
Mm.
so, and then on top of that, I wouldn't give nobody something I can't spare. So I'm not gonna be late on my rent because you need $20. It's not
That's
happening.
real. No, that's real
Why?
though,
Because I
Bianca.
gotta look out for me and my family. Because if the table's turning, I need it. Are you gonna be there? You the one
Hey,
asking me, so obviously you ain't
hey,
gonna be there.
hey! You hit the nail on the head. If somebody is constantly taking from you, and they know that they're constantly taking from you, and the mere fact that they're getting the help from you, and they know it's hurting you, that ain't family, and that ain't a friend.
That ain't a friend.
That is just somebody that is there to use you for the moment to get where they need.
But that's
And
why I
that's
kept
what we
asking
talked
that
about.
question over and over, guys. Like, when do you draw the line? And I know I'm being repetitive, but there's so many different, people's opinions. Bianca, right? Like, some people say, "Oh, break." Like, I'm not giving shit. Some people give, and then say no, and then feel like shit because now their family's assed out. But at a certain point, they got to learn.
So my thing again, if you need help, a person who really need help, they're gonna take the help and move so they don't need the help no more. Somebody who want to be comfortable and don't want to do shit with their life is gonna keep asking you until you say no, and then they're gonna move on to the next person that's gonna say yeah.
Mm.
So it's really based on you as a person.
Mhm.
And are you gonna keep letting somebody take from you like that? Is that your family? Nah, nigga, that ain't my family. You keep taking from me.
Like
Like,
the
you keep
devil.
taking from me. Like, we're at this point, we're not friends or family. I'm
Right.
just like alone. And I'm not alone because you ain't giving my shit back. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, no, don't give, y'all. Say no to the cash apps like my baby said. And don't do that. Don't enable a person. Like, that's clutching a person. That's not even helping them get on their feet.
You're right.
It's different ways
110%.
to help somebody get on their feet. If I done gave you $200 for your rent last month, and you come again for another, oh, I'm 150 this month. No, you ain't hustle hard enough.
Facts.
Why you out at the bar and you don't have your money?
You a simp at that point. Y'all going in, man. Look,
I
look,
don't
look.
Yeah, they
understand.
are.
Y'all going in. Y'all going in. Y'all
Because
going
I
in
was a
heavy.
person that need help before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm not gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm not the person that like asking.
Right.
Right.
Well, was when you needed help, was family there for you?
What you call family? Like, are we calling
Ooh.
it like blood family, or we calling like my friends? Like, I got coworkers that's family.
All right.
Hmm.
Let's talk just blood family. Blood family.
Yeah, some of 'em. Shit, I can't. Some of 'em, some of 'em, some of 'em. Like, like my family, we have like little Christmas and sick gatherings and stuff like that. You ain't the only one that got little people family and stuff.
Ain't nobody say,
Stuff
look,
like that.
see, ain't
You
nobody
know what
say
I'm
all that.
saying? He on here like, I got this family. Like, we ain't shit.
Hey,
Like, we ain't
Bianca,
got
K
it.
Dubs
Hey,
be out there. They be singing Christmas carols and shit.
Right.
hey,
And
no,
they
no, no,
working
no,
like every Christmas.
no. Let me tell you. Okay, so hold on. Let's clear the air right now. I know I ain't
It's
the only
all
family
good,
that
K.
get
We
together,
thank you,
but I
bro.
will say this: on Christmas, we put a whole damn show together. We got smoke machines, we got lights, we got a
Mm.
whole stage. Everybody named Mama. It'd be a straight up. We got a belt that we pass around every year on who had the best performance
That's
every
what's
year. It's
up.
crazy. So my family, like I said, that's why I say my family's a little different. we're a little crazy with that, but we love it. Just because you're born in it doesn't mean you have to stay with it 100%. But you, like you said, your relationship with your family and your friends, either one, make sure that you set the boundaries. Help when you can, don't help when it hurts. That's the main lines that I got out of tonight, man. Because woo, like I said, Bianca said, depends on what you mean family. I got coworkers as family, I got friends as family, and I got family that's family. And the only difference is the relationships between those people in your lives. And so hold those close and don't feel like you owe anything to anybody just because they may be blood or just because they may be close. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot to talk about tonight, but great episode as usual. Episode 28 is in the books. I want to say thank you, K Dizzle, again for coming out and keeping it consistent, even though you heard some unfortunate news this evening.
Hey, look, we're gonna set one thing about death is that when it comes, it's gonna come. We all gonna die. We all gonna live. It's about celebrating life when we're here and when we're not. So all we're gonna do now is celebrate life and celebrate the times and celebrate the fun that we had. And we're gonna keep doing what we're doing and what we're supposed to do while we're here, which is the ADU podcast. And if you love our show, tell us why you love our show. Submit your video to all dressed up podcast at gmail.com.
Yes,
You know where to
yes.
catch us: Facebook and YouTube, ADU podcast. We are everywhere where your mama is and when your daddy not. Spotify, iTunes, look it up, ADU Podcast. We love you guys. Have streams, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, KDC, everywhere. We would not be here if it wasn't for you and if it wasn't for your participation. We love it. And we learn something every single night. This was good. This was good, Hef. What you got, Hef?
It was good, man, and that's what we try to do every week, guys. We try to think about different topics and different conversations to have that it might be uncomfortable, but it's definitely relatable. I think everybody experiences what we talk about every Sundays at 9. You know where to check us out. We love you guys. And also, I'm trying to think of a new thing we can call our chat family. I'm gonna think of a name. If you guys got some ideas, send it to us to our emails or to our socials. So we can call our chat friends and family. We gotta come up with a name, Kato. So I don't know yet. We'll think of it.
Huh? Oh man. See, love y'all. This podcast, my family. I love y'all too. We'll figure that out. If y'all got some ideas, shoot it to us, man. And on that note, after the great strong, we out, man. We love y'all. See y'all next Sunday.
And you know, and I know, and they know, cause we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, they know.